All right, today we're going to be digital paleontologists. We're digging into the crypto world's past to uncover this really strange creature, Flash USDT. You might have heard whispers about it. This crypto that would just show up in people's wallets, look totally real, and then just vanish. So, what was this thing? Let's find out. Seriously, just imagine for a second. You open your crypto wallet, and bam, there's a huge balance of USDT sitting there. You're thinking, no way. The excitement is through the roof. But then, maybe an hour later, or the second you try to send it, poof, it's gone. That's not a hypothetical. That was the whole game behind the Flash USDT scam. So first up, let's talk about the myth itself. We're going to uncover this digital ghost. At its heart, this was just pure deception. These things weren't real tokens with any value. Nope, they were just worthless bits of code. But they were designed to perfectly mimic genuine USDT. And the scam played on something really simple. When you see a massive balance in your own wallet, your brain just wants it to be real. And for a lot of people, seeing was believing. Okay, so let's get into the anatomy of the scam. How did this trick actually work? Let's just be absolutely crystal clear here. One source put it perfectly. This was a 100% scam. It never had any value, and it was never going to have any value. There was no secret technology here, no hidden potential. It was a fraud, plain and simple, right from the very beginning. The whole con was beautifully simple, really. It worked in 3 easy steps. First, you have the bait. A scammer offers you these Flash USDTs, usually at some unbelievable price. Second, the illusion. You agree, and these fake tokens suddenly appear in your wallet, showing this big, convincing balance. And then, step 3, the disappearance. At any moment, without warning, the tokens would just vanish or dissolve, leaving you with absolutely nothing. And the victims weren't just the people buying this stuff directly. The scam also roped in intermediaries or mediators. Scammers would actually hire brokers to go find Flash USD for them, basically sending these people on a complete wild goose chase, wasting their time and energy hunting for something that wasn't even real. So, if this scam was a real thing, where did it go? Why don't we see it anymore? Well, that brings us to the extinction event. Let's dig into why Flash USDT is basically a digital dinosaur. The answer is actually pretty straightforward. The technology just got better. The very blockchain networks these scammers were taking advantage of, well, they got smarter. Crucial security upgrades were rolled out that could spot and invalidate these fake tokens instantly. The whole scam just became impossible to pull off. The ecosystem basically evolved and wiped this predator out. It really is a classic then versus now story. Back in the day, these vulnerable networks were like the perfect swampy environment for this kind of predator to thrive. But today, those security upgrades have completely drained the swamp. There's just nowhere left for these fake tokens to hide. So yeah, that dinosaur comparison, it's pretty much perfect. Just like a T-Rex, Flash USDT was once a very real threat in its environment. But today, it's a fossil, a relic from a crypto era that's long gone. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important point, a warning for today. Because even though this digital dinosaur is extinct, its ghost is still rattling around out there. Here's why this still matters to you right now. Scammers are still using the name Flash USDT as bait. They'll try to sell it to you. They might even try to hire you to find it for them. But remember, you'd just be hunting a ghost. Engaging with any of these offers is a complete waste of your time, and you could even get tangled up in the fraudulent, illegal activity. The best thing you can do is know the story. So when you hear that name, a giant red flag goes up. So we've seen how technology evolved and made one predator go extinct. But the crypto world is always changing, always evolving, and you can bet the scammers are too. Which leaves us with a pretty important question, right? What new predators are evolving right now to take its place? In this world, staying vigilant is the only real way to survive.